He doesn't need another storm. He doesn't need a battle waiting at the door. He's been fighting the world all day. What he needs is to come home and find peace in you, not pressure, not another fight to survive, not someone trying to fix him like he's broken. Because he's not looking for someone to mold him. He's looking for someone who holds him. Love is not about changing someone. It's about giving them a place safe enough to grow. Right now, maybe you feel like you have to do more to keep him. Maybe you've been bending, trying, changing yourself just to make things work. Maybe you think if you help him become his best self, he will finally love you the way you deserve. But here's the truth. You are not his project. You are not here to fix him. You are here to be his peace, the kind of woman who makes him breathe deeper, not heavier. Think of water. Still, calm, beautiful. Water doesn't push. It doesn't chase. But it has the power to shape mountains, not by force, but by presence. That's what your presence should feel like in his life. Not overwhelming, not controlling, just strong, just still, just peaceful. The kind of peace that makes a man choose you, not because he needs fixing, but because you feel like home. A real relationship isn't about turning a man into your vision. It's about seeing the man he already is and choosing to stand beside him, not above him. Yes, he has flaws. Yes, he has battles. But you are not here to be his solution. You are here to be his rest, his softness, his reminder that love doesn't always have to be hard. Lovely woman, you are not meant to carry the weight of making everything perfect. You were never meant to be his mirror of shame. You are meant to be his light, his calm, his quiet strength in the chaos. Not the reason he feels like he's never enough. And now is when you rise, not as a fixer, not as a woman who waits for love to come when everything is finally perfect. No, this is where you begin to live as a queen. A queen who knows peace is not just what she gives. Peace is what she is. And when you walk in that power, he will come closer. Not because he needs healing, but because he finds heaven in your presence. Queens, if this message spoke to your heart and reminded you of the peace you deserve, please tap that like button and subscribe, because we pour our soul into every word just for you. Your support fuels our mission to bring you the guidance and strength you need to reign in your relationships. And together, we'll keep building this kingdom of calm, confident queens. Number 1. He doesn't need a woman who fixes. He needs a woman who feels. Have you ever loved so deeply that you started turning yourself into his solution instead of his sanctuary? You tried to be the one who fixed every flaw, answered every silence, solved every emotion he didn't know how to name. You became the helper, the healer, the how do I make him better woman. But here's the truth. He doesn't need a woman who fixes. He needs a woman who feels. You are not his repair shop. You are not built to patch up what he won't take care of himself. A man doesn't want to be dissected and rebuilt. He wants to be understood. He wants to sit beside you, let his guard fall, and feel like he can breathe again. That's how a man falls. Not for the woman who corrects every move, but for the one whose calm makes him feel at home. Peace isn't found in perfection. It's found in presence. Right now, he may be carrying things he'll never say out loud, fears, pressure, failures, and when he comes to you, the last thing he needs is to feel like your project, like he's being molded into who you wish he was. What he truly wants is to be felt, to be accepted, not because he's finished, but because he's finally seen. Think of a garden. You don't yank a flower out of the dirt just because it hasn't bloomed. You water it, you stay close, you give it space, sunlight, patience. That's what a man needs when he's learning, healing, becoming. Not a hand that pulls, but a heart that stays soft while he grows. This is where you rise, not as the woman who tries to fix him, but as the woman who becomes his peace. You no longer carry the weight of who he could be. You honor who he already is. And that, beautiful soul, is what makes you unforgettable. Because queens don't fix men. Queens feel with them, walk with them, build beside them, not above them. Write this in the comments and claim it. I feel with him, not fix him. Queens, let this be your reminder. Your power is not in changing him. It's in being the peace he never wants to live without. If this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to bring you life-changing lessons because your crown isn't waiting. It's ready. Number 2. Don't be the voice that drains him. Be the silence that heals him. Have you ever watched a man walk through the door, carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, and then walk out again, heavier than before? Not because life broke him, but because the woman he trusted became just another voice, telling him he isn't enough. The world already drains him. He doesn't need that from you. He doesn't need fixing. He doesn't need reminding of what's wrong. What he needs is silence that soothes, a presence that heals without pressure, a woman whose energy whispers, "You're safe here." There's a kind of peace that doesn't come from words. It comes from stillness. And a man, he feels that. He may not say it out loud, but he notices when you stop trying to change him and start making him feel seen. He notices when you become his quiet space, not his loud lesson. The most beautiful kind of love is the one that feels like rest, not a race. He doesn't need a coach. He doesn't need a critic. He needs your calm, not your corrections. Think of a garden after rain. It doesn't shout. It doesn't push. It just is. Software healing, alive. That's the kind of presence a man remembers forever. The kind that doesn't try to fix every wound, but gives him space to breathe through it. Let your presence be that garden. Let your love be that rain. Sometimes, in trying to help him, you unknowingly break him more, because your words become noise, your efforts become pressure, and your love turns into something he has to survive, not cherish. That's not peace, beautiful lady. That's emotional warfare disguised as care. You are not here to be the echo of his doubts. You are here to be the silence that makes those doubts fade. And now, lovely woman, this is where you step into your real power. Not the power to control, but the power to calm. To become the place he runs to, not runs from. You are not here to drain him. You are here to heal him just by being. That is where your power lives. That is where your reign begins. Say this out loud, beautiful soul, and write it in the comments to claim it. I am not his pressure. I am his peace. Queens, if this touched your heart and reminded you of your power, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard every day to bring you the truth, the healing, and the strength to rise. Your journey starts now. Number 3. A man doesn't fall in love with correction. He falls in love with connection. ChatGPT said, "Have you ever wondered why he pulls away even when you're trying so hard to help him? Why he shuts down when all you're doing is pointing out what he should change? It's because he doesn't want to feel like a project. He wants to feel like a person. He doesn't fall in love with correction. He falls in love with connection, not with being told what's wrong with him, but with being accepted, seen, and understood exactly as he is. A man does not come closer when he feels judged. He comes closer when he feels safe. And sometimes, without meaning to, you become the mirror that only shows him his flaws. You keep giving advice, pointing out what needs to be better, thinking you're helping him grow. But all he feels is pressure. All he sees is that he's not enough in your eyes. And slowly, the love begins to fade. Not because you didn't care, but because he didn't feel loved as he is. There's a quote that says, "You can't heal him by breaking him more." And it's true. He doesn't need a voice reminding him of what he's not. He needs a soul that reminds him of who he can be. Think of a garden. Flowers don't grow because you yell at them. They grow because you give them sun, space, and patience. That's what connection looks like. That's what love feels like. You don't need to be the woman who fixes. Be the woman who understands, the one who listens instead of listing his flaws, the one who lets him rest in your presence without fear of being corrected. Because when you become his piece, not his project, you become unforgettable. You become the woman he holds on to, not because he needs fixing, but because he feels found. Beautiful woman, you were never meant to carry his transformation. You were meant to hold your own. And in doing that, you inspire him to rise, not out of pressure, but out of love. That is what queens do. They don't rule with force. They lead with grace. So write this in the comments and claim it. I am his piece, not his project. Let that truth rise in your heart, because the man who truly loves you won't want you to change him. He'll want to grow beside you. Queens, if this message touched your heart and reminded you of the power you carry, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working every single day to bring you real, life-changing lessons, because you weren't born to fix anyone. You were born to reign. Number 4. He doesn't want to be treated like a problem. He wants to be seen as a man. He doesn't need to feel like a burden when he walks through the door. He doesn't need to be met with eyes that scan him like a checklist, or words that make him feel like he's always falling short. He doesn't need to be treated like a problem waiting to be solved. What he needs, what he craves, is to be seen as a man who's trying, who's carrying the weight of his world, who wants peace, not pressure. Some women fall into the trap of thinking love means fixing, like he needs instructions, like he's incomplete. But love isn't a repair shop. Love is a safe space. A man becomes the strongest version of himself when he's seen, not studied. You don't have to break him down to lift him up, and you don't have to hold a mirror to his flaws to make him grow. You just need to believe in who he already is. Think of a garden. It doesn't bloom faster because you keep digging up the roots. It grows because you water it, protect it, and give it room to breathe. That's what your relationship needs. Not control, not constant corrections, but care, stillness, the kind of love that says, I see you, and I'm with you. Yes, he has wounds, but he doesn't want to be reminded of them every time he speaks. He already questions himself more than you know. What he needs is your faith, not your fixing. When you treat him like he's broken, he pulls away. But when you treat him like a man, not a mistake, you draw him in, closer, deeper. Now is the time to stop mothering and start loving. Because, beautiful woman, you are not his mentor, you are his muse. You are not here to break him apart, You are here to be his calm, his balance, his peace. And this is where you begin to live as a queen who doesn't chase perfection. She creates harmony. A queen who doesn't try to fix a man. She inspires him simply by existing. Lovely queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I am his piece, not his project. Let the world know that you are done fixing, done proving, done mothering. You are here to love and be loved fully. And if this message touched your heart, if it reminded you of the woman you truly are, like this video and subscribe. We are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons that help you reign with power, peace, and purpose. Number 5. Don't be the fire that burns him. Be the fire that warms him. Have you ever watched a flame dance in the dark? It can be the softest glow or the most dangerous burn. And here's the truth. The same fire that warms a heart can also burn it to ash. In relationships, it's not the fire itself that's the problem. It's how you use it. You have a fire inside you, your passion, your love, your emotions. But if you let that fire turn into anger, control, or chaos, he will stop running to your warmth and start running from your heat. He doesn't need to come home to another battlefield. He's been fighting the world all day. He's tired, he's tested, and when he finally walks through that door, he's not looking for fire that scorches. He's craving the fire that soothes. The fire that says, "You're safe now. You can rest." That kind of fire doesn't scream to be noticed. It glows. It welcomes. It heals. The fire that builds is stronger than the fire that breaks. Let that be your reminder. Because yes, you can burn him with your words, with your demands, with your impatience. But peace? Peace is power. Peace is choosing not to match his stress, but to soften it. It's being his soft place, not his sharp edge. Think of a fireplace on a cold night. It doesn't try to prove anything. It doesn't shout. But its warmth is undeniable. It draws people closer, not because it demands attention, but because it brings comfort. That's the kind of presence he needs. A fire he can sit beside, not one he fears will explode. Beautiful woman, this is not about shrinking or staying quiet. This is about being intentional with your energy. You are not here to fix him. You are not here to control him. You are here to be the one place where he feels seen, safe, and steady. And that makes you unforgettable. Now is the moment you stop burning out trying to prove your love and start radiating the peace that keeps it alive. You are not just a flame. You are the fire that turns a house into a home. Write this in the comments and claim it. I am the fire that warms, not burns. Let the world know, queens, that from this moment on, you are done trying to be everything at once. You are choosing to be his piece, not his project. And if this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons, and queens, your journey to reign with love and strength has only just begun. Number 6. He doesn't want to be rescued. He wants to be respected. He doesn't need saving. He doesn't need someone rushing in to rescue him like he's helpless or lost. He needs something far deeper. He needs respect, real, quiet, unwavering respect. The kind that doesn't try to control or change him, but sees him as capable, even in his struggles. Because a man who feels respected will rise. A man who feels rescued will retreat. A woman once said, "He didn't need my hands to pull him up. He needed my eyes to believe he could stand." That's the difference. And maybe, right now, you've been trying too hard. Trying to heal him, Guide him, push him, hoping that if you carry his weight, he'll finally give you his heart. But peace doesn't come from pressure. Love doesn't grow in the shadow of control. Think of a tree. A strong, tall tree doesn't need someone to lift it. It needs space to grow. It needs roots that are trusted to dig deep. Your love should be the sunlight, not the gardener with clippers. Don't trim him to fit your vision. Let him reach for the sky in his own way, with your calm presence by his side. There is a reason why many men run from love. They are tired of being treated like a project, fixed, critiqued, rebuilt. What he needs is not a woman who walks in wearing armor and carrying tools. He needs a woman who sees the king inside him even when he forgets it's there. That kind of respect doesn't just attract him, it anchors him. That's when he feels safe. That's when he stays. Lovely woman, this is where everything shifts. You are not meant to repair him. You are not here to build him from pieces. You are here to stand in your grace and let your peace do what pressure never can. You are not his savior. You're his sanctuary. And when you step into that energy, something beautiful happens. He starts rising on his own. Dear Queen, stop trying to fix. Start letting him feel your quiet power. Let your love be the mirror that reflects his strength, not his faults. Because when you respect him deeply, he will love you endlessly. Write this in the comments and claim it. I am his peace, not his project. Let the world know, queens, that you are done fixing and ready to reign with grace. And if this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe. We are working hard to bring you powerful, life-changing lessons. You deserve nothing less. Number 7. Peace isn't about staying quiet. It's about speaking love without wounding. Have you ever felt like you had to bite your tongue just to keep the peace? Like staying quiet was the only way to avoid another argument, another cold moment, another wall between you and him. But what if I told you? Peace isn't about silence. Peace isn't pretending. Peace isn't shrinking yourself so he stays comfortable. Peace is not staying quiet. It's learning how to speak love without leaving wounds. Real love isn't about walking on eggshells. Real love is when he knows your words come from truth, not from pain. You don't need to become small to keep him. You need to become soft in your strength. You don't need to lose your voice. You need to learn how to use it like a melody, not a weapon. Because a peaceful woman doesn't keep everything inside. She simply knows when to speak, how to speak, and why to speak. And when she does, he listens, he leans in, he stays. Peace is not the absence of emotion, it's the presence of emotional wisdom. Think of a garden. A strong woman is like that garden. She speaks like rain, gentle but powerful enough to help something grow. Not a storm that destroys everything in its path, not heat that dries up every root, just rain, gentle, nourishing, needed. That's how your words should feel to him. He should feel safe in your truth, not cut by it. Right now, maybe you're tired of being misunderstood. Maybe you feel like no matter how much you try, he just doesn't hear you. But don't let that frustration harden you. You were not made to carry a war in your chest just to protect peace in your home. There is a better way, and it starts by choosing softness that isn't weakness. It starts by remembering you are not here to break him with truth. You are here to build him with love. And now is the moment you stop walking on eggshells and start walking in power. Not loud, not silent, but clear, steady, healing. This is when you stop being the noise that shakes him and start being the voice that settles him. Not because you were quiet, but because you were wise. Beautiful woman, you are not here to be cold silence or fiery destruction. You are here to be peace. A queen who speaks truth with love, who knows that softness is not surrender, it's strength in its highest form. Affirm this truth. My love speaks peace, not pain. Write this in the comments, queens, and claim it as your own. Let the world know you are not his project. You are his peace. And if this message touched something inside you, like this video and subscribe. We are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons to help you reign in love and rise in power.